In the run-up to the 2021 Holyrood Election, I have decided to give viewers bite-sized videos summarising some, but not all, policies from the major parties standing in the election. Today we're talking about the Scottish National Party, or SNP, and taking a brief look at some of their manifesto pledges. It is important to note that this video will not be a biased review, nor will it be a comparison video to other political parties' manifestos or even previous SNP manifestos. It will simply be a few bullet points from their manifesto, and if you want to have a look at their full manifesto, I've left a link to that in the description. But as I say, it's going to be a very quick video, just discussing a couple of key talking points for the campaign, and I will do this as part of a series of videos against other ones. If you want a breakdown, we can get that, but that's enough preamble. Let's break down the SNP Manifesto. The SNP have laid out their manifesto under the following categories: leading Scotland out of the COVID crisis, a democratic nation, our vision, a caring society, an equal society, living better, an economy that works, land of opportunity, a net zero nation, and Scotland in the world. However, in the interest of time, I've only laid some policies for a democratic nation, a caring society, an equal society, an economy that works, and a net zero nation. If you want any information on the other categories or more information on the bullet points and categories I've listed, please click the link in the description. That will take you to the SNP's website. First up is a democratic nation, which sets out the SNP's plans for the constitutional issues facing the country. It's no secret that the SNP believe in an independent Scotland, and they also think that the Scottish people have the right to choose who runs the country. The party will push for a second referendum on Scottish independence. However, they have said that it will be after the current COVID crisis, but ideally before the decisions are made on COVID recovery. As well as an already established Citizens' Assembly, the party wants to create a Citizens' Assembly for under 16s and incorporate United Nations treaties into Scots law to further protect human rights. Next up is a caring society, which primarily focuses on tackling health and social care issues facing the country. The party wants to increase frontline NHS spending by a minimum of 20%, £2.5 billion, increase spending on the care service by 25%, and establish a national care service. They also want to focus on appointments delayed due to the pandemic, with a recovery plan for the NHS to bring waiting times back to within their target. Over the next 5 years, the party will also invest £250 million to tackle the drugs death emergency. Alongside protecting free prescriptions, the party also wants to abolish dentistry charges. Moving on to an equal society now, the SNP pledged to begin working on a minimum income guarantee, invest £50 million to end homelessness and rough sleeping, and double the Scottish child payment to £20 by the end of Parliament. There is a lot more detail on these policies, along with more policies for an equal society in the SNP Manifesto. Again, a link to that is in the description below. These are just some bullet points that I've added into this video. An economy that works sets out the party's economic plan. These 3 bullet points are in no way the full extent of the SNP's economic plan, but by now you know where to find all the policies. It's a link in the description. They pledged £25 million for a fund for tourist recovery. As we know, tourism has been hit badly by the pandemic, as restricted movement and travel has been enforced across the country and much of the world. They pledged £33 billion over the next 5 years on infrastructure for Scotland, and invest a further £1 billion into the Scottish National Investment Bank. Lastly, I'd like to talk a little bit about a zero net nation, or a net zero nation, which sets out plans for tackling the climate emergency. The SNP want to decarbonise millions of homes by 2030 by investing £1.6 billion over 5 years. They also want to implement a deposit return scheme next year for single-use drinks containers, and invest £100 million into a green jobs fund to help create green jobs for the future. Just before my closing statement, I would just like to remind everybody that lives in Scotland to register to vote. There will be a link at the top of the description. which will take you to the website where you can check eligibility for voting and also check how you can go ahead and register. Polling places will be safe across the whole of Scotland for the Parliament election in May, but there are other ways to vote: in person, by post and by proxy. However, if you want to vote by post, you have to apply early, so please, if you want to do that, as I said, link is in the description below, and that way you can have your say on which party represents you in Parliament. That's all for the breakdown today. Hope you enjoyed. As I said, there are a lot more topics in the manifesto with a lot more detail. I couldn't cover everything. I left out things such as education and next steps out of lockdown. However, they are all there as well. I'll be working on the other parties soon, which will be added to a playlist so they're a lot easier to find on the channel. And I hope this video gave you some information on a few SNP policies, and you never know, maybe it helps you make your mind up. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.